All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. So, Boosie wanted by the Texas police, and after reading this, I was thinking that this may be a case of like misunderstanding here. When I first heard, I said, "Okay, he's wanted by the police. What happened? Is something serious? What's going on for him to be wanted by the Texas police?" And it stemmed from limousine services he received when he was in Texas. This limousine service took him around to different places while he was in Texas, different places, a trampoline park, they said, took him to get something to eat, took him to urgent care, and took him to the federal courthouse. And then he left, and no payment was made. And then he did a promotion video on his Instagram promoting the business. And then they claimed that he allegedly said, "Well, take the payment off that because I promoted your video. I mean, promoted your services on my social media." And they said they never agreed that that will be the case, And then the guy said, "Well, we'll give you a good price." And they billed him for 8,800, and it was never been paid. So now they got him for theft of services. So that is what he is wanted for, theft of services. So he never paid it. So now he's wanted. Now he got to turn himself in, or he got to go to court October 28th. He said, "When is Boosie not wanted by the police?" Yeah, it seemed like it's a misunderstanding though. Like if he what can I say? If he had services, I mean, I'm sure he can pay it, you know? Like, why don't you just pay it? But maybe there was like some kind of misunderstanding why he didn't pay it. That's what I'm thinking here. Because why else would he not pay this? I mean, that's Boosie BadAzz, man. Guess he living up to his name. That's Boosie BadAzz. But so looking at this, right? Because I'm like, people like reporting like he wants. I'm like, damn, what did he do? So let me just read this, right? I gave you a summation of what happened, but it says, according to a news report published Saturday, September 21st, which is yesterday, police out of Travis County, Texas, have issued an arrest warrant for Boosie BadAzz on a theft of services charge, which was filed on August 29th. The warrant stems from an incident back in June in which Boosie, born Torrance Hatch, allegedly didn't pay for chauffeur services that were provided to him over a few days. In their affidavit, the limousine and chauffeur service company alleged that they rendered their services to the Louisiana rapper from June 5th to June 7th, with the understanding that payment will be made in cash for the services. All right. So the limo company stated that they didn't receive an itinerary but drove Bootsy and his entourage to several places within a 3-day period. According to the affidavit, the chauffeur drove Bootsy to Walmart, urgent care, Burger King, a trampoline park, a business, and the federal courthouse during his stay in Austin, Texas. The company claims the chauffeur asked Boosie and his manager about payment several times and later sent the rap veteran an invoice for $8,800, which the driver reported was not paid. The affidavit stated that Boosie complimented the chauffeur services and posted a video to social media promoting the business. The driver thanked Boosie and said he'll give him a good price, just like I told your manager, according to the affidavit. Afterwards, Boosie suggested that the company take the cost of the promotion video, and the driver said they'll work something out. In an affidavit, the chauffeur driver told police that there had never been an instance before the promotion video where it was mutually agreed upon that the video would completely cover the cost of the services. Additionally, the chauffeur company has never had a similar arrangement with any other client. Boosie is expected to appear in court in Travis County on October 28th. So what I think is going to happen is when he go to court, more than likely he'll just pay it. He'll just pay it, man. You said Boosie broke, bro. You said compared to other rappers, look up his net worth. What's up, Anthony Johnson? What's up, Dana? Midwife. So you said he's broke. He can't pay the $8,800. Maybe he didn't have it. Maybe that's why he said, look, I promoted the video. I made a promotional video. Just take that as payment. They was like, nah, man, we need some cash. Now here's the thing. Was there an agreement up front? When was it clear? Okay. Contract can be either verbal or written. Doesn't matter. It could be in an email format, written on a tissue paper, text message, verbal, like I said. And as long as there is what is called a consideration agreement between two parties. And if one party default, then the other party can seek legal action to get paid. So that's what it seemed like here. He just didn't pay it. And now he's wanted. He got to go to court now. So he's going to wind up having to pay this. That's just what it is. The court going to ask for a breakdown of the services and the price, and they're going to give it to him. Say, were you riding around with this limo services for this X amount of days? Did you go here, 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 and here? Yes. All right, well, you got to pay it or you get locked up. You said he did this mess in Little Rock, Arkansas. You said that's what he gets. So he's done it before. So I guess he probably thinking, look, I'm Bootsy, man. Like, let me just promote you on my Instagram and that's it. Nah. If you have a lend, nobody rides for free, Bootsy. Come on, man. Nobody rides for free. I would be like, let me get your chain as payment, but I don't know. The chain might be fake. Most of these rappers got their chains is fake. You know, as far as the diamonds and stuff, moissanite. So most of that stuff is moissanite. It's not real. But so he gonna have to pay it. That's just what it is. So it's unfortunate that they had to take legal action, but they're like, man, we got to get paid here, man. Yeah, so Boosie got to pay it. I didn't know he did this in Little Rock, Arkansas, but come on, Boosie, you doing shows and stuff, man. Every time I turn around when teams win a big game, they're playing your song in the locker room. You know, man, that means you relevant. You got shows you're doing. For sure you can pay this $8,800. But then again, maybe he can't. His bills, he might have a lot of money coming in, but he might owe a lot too. So, like you said, he might be broke. So let me see. You said his net worth. Let's see. Let's see. It said he got a net worth. American rapper who has a net worth of $2 million. But that doesn't mean he got $2 million. That means it could be tied up in real estate. It doesn't mean that he got liquid $2 million. Or that's just an estimate. Or he could have the money and don't want to pay it. One or the other. So you said he also started a war here. You can see it on Facebook. Oh yeah, like what do you mean one deep? What do you mean he started a war there? You said it was on Father's Day this year. You said he started a war here? He started a war in Little Rock. Like what? Like tell me about like what do you mean he started a war? Like what did he do, man, to start a war? I didn't hear nothing about that. He just recently had came out and spoke up for Diddy. He was like, he's doing what a lot of entertainers be doing. I don't know about that. I think he's probably like talking about flying women out for the purposes of sex. That's probably what he's saying. You see, he said he wasn't paid for a show. So now don't start a war. Damn, Boosie. But yeah, he came out with Diddy and said that a lot of people, entertainers, be doing what he's doing, like I guess flying people out and stuff like that. You know, I guess setting up sex dates across state lines. Yeah, it is a crime. It's federal. But you know, if mutual parties agree and everybody and the woman got paid, she's happy. Usually, nothing's gonna happen. Nobody's gonna report it. You know, like Diddy, this is something different with Diddy. It's extra stuff on top of that. Okay, on why he got arrested and why he got investigated ultimately. But as far as the industry party stuff like that, this guy I heard this guy talking about, he said, yeah, he'd been to the Diddy parties and he was saying and he'd been to other parties too. He said, you know, after a certain time, you gotta leave the party because then it's gonna start to progress into something else. But if you want to partake, then that's on you. But I don't know. I think some of these celebrities have they live in a different world, man. I'm Boosie BadAzz, man. I don't gotta pay this limo, man. I'll just promote you. That's your payment. Okay, but I'm not gonna get no. He's not gonna get no business off his promotion. Like, who else is gonna get the limo services? You said they didn't have his back at the end, and yes, he got on Facebook and told Little Rock we could suck his damn. But you said it started a war, so it started a war between people in Little Rock, or a war with him, like Little Rock versus Bootsy, or it's just the people he pissed off against Bootsy and not the whole Little Rock. How come rock stars don't have this problem? You know what I'm saying? When they go to on tour, it's got to be these rappers, man. They say it's the most dangerous genre. You say, yep, these ninjas are here promoters. Oh, okay. So he don't start it with them, the promoters. I mean, did he get paid or what? He said he didn't get paid. Did he? Do you know if he got paid? Did he get all his money or did he do the show? Did Boosie do the show? That's what I'm asking. Did he do the full show and got paid? Yeah, like I want to know, like, did he do the full show though? Like, did he do the full show and they paid him? Or he lying about it? Like, why would he get on social media and lie about that? It must have been another misunderstanding, man. Oh, he didn't do the show. Oh yeah, so if he didn't do the show, he not gonna get paid, right? He not usually they give you a deposit And once you do the show, you get the other deposit. You said his net worth is not too many. I mean, it's a estimate. But I want to say this, like, I have some experience booking people. Years ago, me and a couple friends of mine, we used to throw comedy parties. We threw a couple comedy parties. We could have done it better. I remember the first party we threw, man, only 8 people showed up, man. The first show we threw, man, only 8 people showed up. And we didn't do it right. And the reason why, look, the show should have been canceled. Look, I'm telling y'all, I'm not trying to front with y'all. I'm being 100 here. The very first show we threw, 8 people showed up. And it was during damn near a blizzard. It was almost like a blizzard outside. It had stopped snowing, like when the show started, but people weren't going to come out in no blizzard, man. And we didn't have no insurance. Because we had just started. We had all put our money together. We was all working together, right? And we used to get bonuses from work. So we were trying to figure out how we could flip our money. So my boy was a DJ. He still is a DJ, actually. He's a very well-known DJ in New Jersey, in northern New Jersey. And so he DJ. So we already had a DJ. And hey, Miss Via, we already had a DJ, and we booked 2 comedians. We booked 2 comedians. And we tried to book what is her name? She was I forget her name. She's a local comedian from New Jersey. And we booked another local comedian. So they got paid, right? They got paid. They did the show. They actually did the show. But only 8. Actually, it was more than 8 people. So it had to have been like a total, like if you count myself and my 2 partners, it was a total of like 15 people in there. If you count us. If you count us, man. So we had the nice sound. We had sound equipment and everything. I remember one of the comedians was like, like, how did y'all promote this? How did y'all promote this show, man? Like y'all use one flyer? Like, how did y'all promote? The comedian was like hiking on us. And she said, you guys will do better next time. She said, you just it's a learning curve. But we booked the bar. It was like a bar, but it had like seating and stuff. And it was a nice bar. It was in what city was that? Not Elizabeth. I can't think of it right now. It's near Elizabeth. But so we booked it. I mean, and here's the thing, we promoted at work and stuff. Oh, I can see the interview there. So we promoted with it at the job, because I had worked at Prudential at the time. So we promoted there, but what happened was it was like a big snowstorm. But then like 5 hours before the event, the snow had stopped. So people were back on the road, but ain't nobody coming out in no snow, man. Some people got snowed in, but the comedians still got paid though, because they not only did they show up, they actually performed. And they hung out and started drinking with us and everything. And then they were like giving us pointers on how to promote a better show. And but we took a loss on everything. We lost our money. We took a loss. And the people that showed up were family members, yo. People that showed up was family members. They had a good time though. They were laughing, but we were the subject of their jokes though. Because the lady comedian looked at me. She said, "Look at this dude right here." She said, "What did you promote this on a napkin?" She said, "How did you promote this show, man?" And I was laughing because she was right. It was funny. Like nobody showed up, yo. Like our parents showed up. Our parents showed up, man. And then like I said, we learned from it, but the people still got paid. So yeah, if Boosie didn't perform, he's not gonna get the other deposit. Because when you book talent, you gotta put a deposit down. And you go through an agency. You don't go through the artist, you go through an agency. And you pay the deposit, and then afterwards, sometimes they want their money when they show up. So you usually give it to them then or give it to them after the show. And that's it. Or whatever else they need. Like some people say, yeah, make sure you have like a dressing room or somewhere where I can get ready, have some drinks. And but the drinks was on us. Because when they got there, they ordered drinks and stuff. It was on us. We paid for everything. And we paid for their travel expenses, stuff like that. But that was in the deposit. And luckily, they were local comedians. One of the female comedians, she was from Newark, and the other one, actually, I know the city now. It was in Roselle, New Jersey. That's where we had the show, and yeah, it was crazy. And then we threw another show. That the next show that was popping. We had Elias. We booked Elias. The group that say the hip hop. I mean the club the house group. They house music. They got this song that's like a New Jersey anthem called "Follow Me." Why don't you follow me? That song. They came and performed. Man, that show was freaking popping. That show was popping when we had like ladies half off, guys had to pay, whatever. We did it like that. And we had security. We had to pay to see. Well, we had like fake security, yo. It was somebody we work with that has experience being a security guard. Yeah, that's forever like the New Jersey anthem. Follow me. If you from New Jersey, you know that song. You know, follow me. You said he brought all his children on Father's Day, and I must say, Little Rock took good care of them as well. And then he ain't even perform. Damn, Bootsy. So he didn't perform at all. What was his reason for not performing? Like, what was his reason? Like, did something happen? Did he get sick? So, but I know all about the show promotions now, and I learned it because for some that don't know, I was an aspiring comedian years ago. Yep, me years ago, but this even before YouTube. I was doing stand up. This was before YouTube started. Okay, this was years ago. I was young, man. I was like 20 years old, 19 years old, 18, 19 years old. It was before YouTube started, man. No, I was like I was early 20s because I was yeah, you said he's been getting sick a lot lately. That might have been it. He got to take care of himself. You know, he got a lot of stress going on. He probably just can't do shows right now if he's sick. But he ain't gonna tell you he's sick though. Because in the statement here, they said they had to take him to urgent care. So I don't know if it was for him or somebody else, but yeah, they said they had to take him to urgent care. Oh, he said he didn't get all his money. Okay, so basically how it works, some stars want their money when they get there. They want it when they get there. Yeah, I know he's a diabetic, I know. So, because when we booked Elias, we gave them a deposit, right? And when they got there, we paid them. As soon as they got there, I gave them the money, cash. It was cash, and I made them sign a receipt. I filled out a receipt, and they signed a receipt. And then they went and they didn't perform right away because we were my boy. He's a DJ. He was DJing and whatnot. But when he stepped on the stage, that crowd, listen, it was packed to capacity. We sold every last ticket. Every last ticket got sold. And we sold the last of the tickets at the door. And it was like, I mean, when he started performing Follow Me, everybody started dancing. Everybody. Everybody. It was like the spirit took over us. That song is a New Jersey anthem. So yeah, some people want their money when they get there. And some people want it afterwards. It just depends. Some people want cash. Some people want Cash App. Now you can do it different other ways. Cash App, you can wire them the money, stuff like that. Like Chris Brown, he wants a deposit. And his deposit is like, I don't know, I think it's 50,000 or something like that. But obviously he commands like 200 or better, 250 or better. Cause Chris Brown brings his own show with him. He has his lights and everything. He brings his trucks, everything. So his stuff, I mean, to get the book him, you got to have a stadium. You can't have a regular place to book him. You got to have a stadium. This man sells out stadiums. So that's a huge, that takes like a huge promoter. But I just know the promoting game just from throwing parties and comedy stuff. But yeah, so he probably want to get paid before he perform. And they probably was like, no, we go ahead and perform, we got you. And somebody like him not gonna perform him. But he probably got his deposit. That's why the promoters were mad about it. Because I'm pretty sure they paid him a deposit. You say he did a meet and greet and got paid for that? He got paid for doing promotion for car dealership. Boosie consider us his second home. So that means he don't did shows and everything there. It probably was a misunderstanding one deep, or he probably was sick. One or the other. He didn't want to say it. But I think he should say it. Y'all would have understood. Like, Boosie sick, man. But he's been performing long enough to not have that happen, though. You know what I'm saying? Because he won his money at the end of the day. Because for him, he probably wanted 50K, didn't he? He probably did. Not 50, he probably won 25, 25, 30 or something like that. But I know another promoter out here. He promote all the comedy stuff out here. He doing his thing, man. Yep, he doing his thing. He knows every comedian. He got a relationship with every comedian just about. Because he don't had all the famous comedians here. Like a young cat too. Yeah, he's a young cat. He knows everybody. He had I remember I went to one of his shows one time when he had Pops from the Wayans brothers, before he passed away. This was like 2 years before he passed away. That show was funny. And who did he they made me sit in the front. I think they set me up because I had to go to the bathroom. I told everybody to go sit down. And then the waiter was like, she made me wait. I was like, well, no, everybody is getting seated. No, you gotta wait. I was like, yo, he coming out. And then when he was coming out, he walked right past me and looked at me. And I was like, yo, he right there. Let me just go sit down. She's like, no, you gotta wait because he's starting his show. And little that I know, he picked me out because he was at the bar and I didn't see him. And he may have picked me out for something. So when I sat down, she said, now you can go sit down. So I'm not going up there now. She said, no, it's cool. I'm like, he just started his show. And little that I'm walking to the table. This one I still had my locks. I'm walking to the table. He said, oh, look who we got here. He said, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta stop my show until he sit down. I said, oh shit. Here we go. And he said, what's your name? And he's like, I know you know where the Tweeds are. He said, yo, fake ass Bob Marley. He called me a fake ass Bob Marley. And then he said, no. I know what he looked like. He looked like Milli Vanilli. He said, which one are you, Millie or Vanilla? He said, no, your red ass, you Vanilli. And people just started rolling. And he said, put the light on him. They put the spotlight on me, man. He called me Milli Vanilli, man. And they were just like, they were rolling at that point. And then after that, he said, I know you know where the Tweeds are. I shook my head. He said, stop lying. You smoke weed. Yeah, that was hilarious. I like that happened because 2 years he passed away, man. I have that memory of him. And Lavelle Crawford, he came there. He got on me too. Man. I don't know why they just picked me out of the crowd. He got on me. And TK Kirkland. Now let me tell you something. He was the funniest. Like it's like he's talking to you. It don't even seem like he have a show plan. He's just sitting there talking and he's funny. It's hilarious. So he was funny, but yeah, he books him and he gives him a deposit. But he got TK Kirkland through Live Nation. He go through Live Nation to book people. Now you don't have to. They're like a major go between Live Nation. So you just put your deposit down through Live Nation and then that's it. Yeah. One time during TK Kirkland set, this lady had to go to the bathroom. And he said, he stopped his show. He said, hold on, y'all. Excuse me, ma'am, could you sit back down? And she was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He said, I know, but sit back down for a second. And she said, well, I gotta go. He said, see, that's the problem when you don't understand instructions. It's the way he said it. And people just was rolling. He said, now sit down, young lady. He said, I'm gonna let you go to the bathroom, but sit down for a second. And then she sat down and he said, are you here alone? And she said, no, my boyfriend's there. And he said, he was just asking all these questions. It was hilarious. He said, go ahead, go to the bathroom. Now you can go. He don't like nobody getting up when he's talking. He'll literally stop his show and say something. But it's funny though when he do it. But yeah, man, all them people get their deposit up front. So I don't know what Boosie was doing. So I don't know why he didn't. It's just because you said he did many shows out there before. So I don't know why why it happened this time. He didn't perform. Because if he'd been there over 60 times, he liked coming out there. But man, I tell you, during COVID, all that stuff stopped. These entertainers weren't getting paid. Then they started doing stuff online. That's how you seen a lot of podcasts come out. A lot of people started doing podcasts. Yeah, they weren't getting paid, man. The comedy show here almost shut down. But luckily he had saved some money. Because he got to pay his the bar, he got a bar license. They got to pay you got to pay people. And then they got food they serve too. The cooks got to get paid. He do local comedians every week, like Monday through like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Usually on the weekend, he'll have somebody a name come in. But it's not every Saturday. It's like, I would say twice a month. Once a month he'll have somebody come in. But all the comedians, they once they go to or entertainers, once they go to a nice spot that they like, they always want to come back. But yeah, man, it's promoting is not easy. But once you get a name as a promoter in your city, you're good. Especially if you're known to be throwing good shows. Like you got quality stuff. You know what I mean? People will come back. Especially what has to be right is the sound. If the sound is good, people love to come back. But that stuff costs money, man, because you upgrade and get better shows, like a jumbo TV, stuff like that. Jumbo monitor. But Boosie, this is a misunderstanding with this. He just gonna have to pay it. It's not a big deal that he's wanted. It's almost like not paying a traffic ticket. You know what I'm saying? You get a speeding ticket, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay it eventually, you know what I mean? Or they'll tack on interest or something, or eventually they put a warrant out for you if you don't, if so much time go by. Depending on, how many tickets you get. Like out here, if you get multiple tickets, like it has to be multiple that you ain't pay, then you'll be in trouble, but you just pay it. And yeah, it's not a big deal, but it turns into a big deal if you don't pay it. Like if a lot of time elapsed. So some of this stuff is a misunderstanding. So that's what I chalk this down to. I chalk this down to a misunderstanding, and he just gonna have to settle. It's not a big deal. I mean, he got to go to court, yes, but he's gonna pay it. So that's Bootsy. He going about his business, do his shows and stuff like that. But man, I'll tell you something, man, about these celebrities, man. They have to do like they get good money, doing shows, like, but they stay traveling. Like an active like entertainer, rapper, whatever, they stay traveling and doing shows, stuff like that. It gets a little taxing on the body going, from hotel to hotel. Some of them have tour buses, stuff like that. And it's a lot even with the tour bus. Like you don't get a new tour bus. You want a tour bus that's already broken in. And it's different places around the country you buy your tour buses. And actually one of the hubs is out here where I live. One of the hubs, yeah. They get their tour buses and stuff. But some don't have tour, but they just drive. Some people be driving. They're like saving money, going city to city. But you can make a considerable amount of money if you hustling. Like Tech 9 back in the day. He's independent. He's the ultimate independent rapper. Tech 9. His merch sales is out of this world. You think Travis Scott merch sales is crazy. His merch sales was crazy back in the day. But and then he'll do the European loot. He really get paid. So yeah, man, it's but Boosie, he'll be all right. Misunderstanding. Boosie BadAzz. I like Boosie, man. Like I like just his interviews. He crazy, man. He just say what's on his mind. He said, "Man, Puff didn't do nothing crazy, man." He said, "All celebrities be doing that." No, Boosie, I don't think you got the whole story. But the Puff situation is very, very, very interesting because I'm gonna tell y'all something. He almost have to say something. He almost, if he got any kind of information, he almost got to give it up. He faced too much time, yo. Like he 54. He faced too much time, man. So he gonna have to start painting that picture. But they say a lot of people are nervous right now. Some people might have took part in them freak offs. They may have done something they ain't supposed to do. If that's the case, then Bali seems like it's a good place right now. I'm like, Russell, I'm on my way. Oh, Miss VS from day one. I would have been flooding. They would have had to put me in ad seg. They would have had to put me in ad seg, man. It's no way I'm sharing those. It'd have been crazy. Yes, they would have me on watch. They would have me on watching me. I would tell them to put me on watch because I'm getting ready to, it's getting ready to get crazy in here. And then they would have brought Miss VS, they would have brought the extraction unit in. I've watched too much Lockup Raw. You said it could be a coincidence with Usher and Pink scrubbing their ex accounts, but some say there is no coincidence. Yeah, man, things getting scrubbed, and it don't really get scrubbed though. They just don't know that. The government subpoena their accounts, they can get all that back. But hopefully Elon Musk is cool with them and he won't cooperate. But more than likely he will have to. It's crazy, man. We heard about them parties. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have wanted to go to one of them parties. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I'm nosy. I want to see what's going on. So I can get some intel. And I won't drink the punch. They're like, hey, man, yeah, drink this. Nope. I'm not drinking that, fam. No, sir. I'm not drinking that. I'll be sober as hell up in there. They be probably looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm sober. I'm staying sober, man. What's up, Antoine? I want to know what's going on at the party. But it's a regular party, but things is in the back rooms. See, I wouldn't want to go in the back rooms. Yeah, act drunk. Like act like I'm out of my mind. Like, oh my God. Oh, what's going on? Like, come on, Max, go in the back room. No, I ain't going in the back room. Nope, I ain't going in that back room, man. Because then I'm gonna see something and they gonna know I saw it. They gonna know it. Now, I have seen there is back rooms even at clubs. I remember a long time ago. It's this spot on Bleecker Street in Manhattan. I forget the club. I forget the name of the club, but they never used to let me in. Never used to let none of my boys in. They'll take one look at us and they tell us we can't get in. But one night, we just like, you know what? There was a line and all that. And we had got cool with one of the bouncers. Because one of the bouncers we knew from the tunnel nightclub. But it's a club, it's on Bleecker Street. And this dude, he used to be dressed in drag. His name is Kenny. Like if anybody ever partied in the Village in the 90s, you knew who Kenny was, man. And he used to be at the Limelight. He used to be at the he used to be at another club, and then he'd be on Bleecker Street. And one day, like he was getting ready to tell us we couldn't come in. Yeah, the tunnel. Well, no, the bouncer we knew from the tunnel nightclub. But he saw us. He was like, "What's up, man?" He gave us a dap and all that. And he was like, "Y'all, you know, you break me off, you can get in." So we all, like, back then it was a lot of money for us. We each gave him $20. Oh, Webster. No, Kenny wasn't at Webster Hall. It was another club on Bleecker Street. And you know, the Limelight is on 6th Avenue, Avenue of Americas. He used to be at the Limelight, this club, and these two clubs on Bleecker Street. Because Peter Gation, the guy with the one eye, he used to own all the clubs. So one day we gave the bouncer the money. We still didn't think we was going to get in. And Kenny was like, "Yo, y'all can go in." He let us in, dog. He let us in. We felt good, yo. He let us in. Yeah, the Limelight is where Kenny used to be too. The Limelight. It's an old church, a Gothic looking church on 6th Avenue. Peter Gation used to own that club too. So we got in the club, right? So then it was like they were playing hip hop. They were playing all types of stuff. No, not the Palladium. He was at the, it was like it wasn't like hip hop clubs he'd be at. It wasn't the Palladium. You know, I've never been in the Palladium. Never been in that one. I've been in Webster Hall. I've been in the Tunnel. I've been in the Muse. I've been in Kilimanjaro. I've been in Home Base. I've been in the Limelight, the Tunnel, stuff like that. So he used to throw those house head parties, like the house parties. So I'm in the club, right? So we having a ball. It was like all these models up in there. Like I'm talking about like Ford models. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there dancing with the models. She was like, "What do you do?" I told her I was a rapper, lying and shit. Like I'm just lying, right? "Oh, okay, you rap." I'm like, "Yeah, I rap." You know what I'm saying? I rap and whatnot. So I'm sitting there I got a number because I was getting ready because she said she lived not too far from NYU. I was going to go back with her home. So I was like, "Yo, man, I can't believe this shit. I'm getting lucky for no fucking reason. Like, this is easy, right?" So I go looking for the bathroom. So I go in the back. Like, there's usually guards there, but the guard wasn't there. I just slipped through the back. Man, I went in this bathroom, dog. It looked like it was one big ass orgy. That's what it looked like. It was just one big ass orgy, man. And it was people in there that looked like hardcore rappers, man. And I quickly got up out of there. I had to go to the bathroom bad. And then the bouncer was like, "You ain't supposed to be back here." I was like, "Where is the bathroom?" I'm looking for the bathroom. He said, "Oh, the bathroom over here. This is where the regular, you go over here." And I went in that bathroom and I was like, man. And I went and told my boy Phil. You remember Phil, right, Antoine? I told my boy Phil. You remember Phil Yearwood? I told my boy Phil, I was like, "Yo, it's something going on." But he said, "I know, I saw it." I was like, "Why didn't you fucking tell me? You let me walk back there." He said, "Because we got to laugh seeing you walk back there." And I never forget it, man. I was like, they had beds in there. It was like craziness. It wasn't a bathroom, it was like a room. But I thought it was a bathroom at first. I'm like, what the fuck is this? They didn't even notice I was in there. The light was all red. It was a red light. It was a red light, dog. The lights was red, and it was like fog in there. Like they had fog in there. And I got the hell up out of there. And then yeah, and then one time they played a joke on me because we was in a village. It's this famous bar on Bleecker Street. It's been there since the 1970s. It's an alternative bar. And I didn't know it at first. They said, yo, man, go in there and see if they let us in. I said, come on, let's go in there. They playing some good music. I walked all the way up in there and they were laughing while I was going in. I said, man, these people are creeps, man. Why are they laughing? I swear to God, as soon as I got in there, I went to the bar and I'm looking around. I said, I seen somebody with a cop outfit on with a choker. I said, this ain't what I'm thinking about here. This the wrong fucking club, man. They looking at me. They looking at me like I'm like new meat, man. They looking at me like, wow. Everybody was smiling at me. I said, what the fuck? I'm looking around. I'm like, no wonder they didn't come. I said, this ain't the bar here. And when I went back outside, everybody was cracking up laughing. When I said that I saw a guy with a cop outfit on, he ain't have no seat in his pants. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? He looked like a regular NYPD cop. He had the NYPD cop outfit on, but his seat was missing. His seat was missing. He had a choker on. And I'm looking around. I'm like, where the women at? I'm like looking, and they looking at me. What would you like to drink? What would you like to drink? The person like, this drink is on me. This drink is on me. He said that whatever you want to drink, it's on me. And I'm looking around. I said, hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my friends up in here. He said, oh, you bringing friends? You got friends? I said, yeah, my boy's outside. And I quickly got up out of there. And I said, y'all ain't shit. I said, all of y'all ain't shit for what y'all just did. Because they knew about the bar. And that bar is a very famous bar on Bleecker Street. It's been, and matter of fact, let me give you a history on this bar. This bar was very instrumental in protesting back in the day in the 1960s. It was an area where they went to organize for protests. And that bar was very, very famous. I didn't know it at the time, but that bar has been there since the 1960s, early 60s. And Jimi Hendrix used to go in there. What street is that on, Antoine? That sound like that's it. I mean, it might not be on Bleecker Street. Hold up. I'll tell you right now. I think that's it. Hold on. Hold on one second. I'll tell you right now. Yep, that's it. Hold on. Let me see what street it's on. What street is it on? What street is on, Antoine? You know? That sound like that's it. It's a very, very it's like a landmark, actually. And I didn't know the history of it, but a lot of protesting used to be organized there. Yeah, it's very famous. And I went in there. Didn't even know. I'm thinking it's like hip hop. But when I went in there, I should have known. Yeah, the maid outfit with LeBron. Yes, Christopher Street. Thank you, Avid Chat. It's on Christopher Street. Thank you. And when I went in there, I should have known something went right because they had just finished playing the Village People, right? They had just, yep, it's on Christopher Street. Thank you. They had just finished playing the Village People, right? So I'm looking at this dude. He had a cop outfit on, and he turned around. His seat was missing. I said, "Wait a minute now. Where the women at?" So I'm looking around. Ain't no women. And then they started playing Dancing Queen, by ABBA. Dancing Queen, oh, sweet, only 17. You remember that song by ABBA, Dancing Queen? They started playing Dancing Queen, dog. I said, yo, but that's ABBA. Yeah, it's the birthplace of the Pride movement. Yes, it's very famous. And I went all the way in there. When I tell you all the way in, I went all the way in because I'm, like me, I don't be in people business. I went straight for the bar. So I had to bypass everybody. When I tell you everybody was looking, because they had never seen me in it. Because usually people know each other in there. I went in there. I said, looking around. I said, what in the world? Because I'm looking around, and look, I had my Yankee hat on. You know what I'm saying? I had it to the back and whatever. I guess they probably like, okay, here we got somebody new coming up in here. You said Max entered the bar that starts at the beginning of the rain. I didn't know back then. This was the 90s, Avid. This was in the 90s. I was still in high school. This was in Antoine. This is my junior year in high school, dog. This is like 93. I didn't know. And then my boy Rob, he knew about it, but they were playing a joke on me because Rob was a house head. You remember Rob? Antoine, you remember Rob? And you remember Jason Van Doyman? I know you remember Jason Van Doyman because he knew Madonna. Jason knows Madonna. You remember Jason Van Doyman? He was cool. He was cool with Madonna, and he was in videos like he's what you call a house head. He was a very known house head in New York, and you remember, right? And you remember Rob, his boy Rob, and they were standing outside. They said, "Yo, go in there and see if we get in." I said, "Why ain't y'all going in? Y'all punks. Why ain't y'all going in?" They said, "Yo, just go in. Go to the bar and see what the dress code like." Dude, I went all the way in there, all the way in. I said, "These dudes is punks." I'm looking around. I said, "Oh shit." I said, "Woo shit." So I didn't want to make it seem like I'm a creep. So I said, "Listen, I'm gonna get my boys and come back." He said, "Oh, you got your boys outside?" I'm like, "Yeah, my boys outside." And one of them looked just like Bronson Pinchot. You remember in the Beverly Hills Cop? You remember Serge? You remember Serge from he looked just like Serge. Yo. He says, so what's the kind of drink he wants? That's how he said it. Dude. Yeah, both were serious house heads. And they knew Madonna very well. He was in the Vogue video. You remember her Vogue joint? Yeah, man, he knew Madonna, dog. And he said, what kind of drink he wants? My name is whatever he said his name was. I said, yeah, let me go get my boys real quick. Oh, you got to get your boys. I said, yeah, my boys outside. Man, I walked out of there, man. Everybody, you know how they talking and stop talking, just looking at me like I'm new fruit. Yeah, Balky from Perfect Strangers. He used to be Balky Bartokomous from Perfect Strangers. Remember he played Serge in the Beverly Hills Cop? That's how this dude sounded and looked. Man, listen. Man, listen. That was crazy. But that's the bar. And it's a very famous bar. So it's still there, actually. It's still there. And yeah, it's still there. Yeah, they say, boys, we got new, and he young too, because I was like in high school. And it was the police officer in there, dog. They had a police officer. They had a police officer, man. And Rob was on the ground laughing. Rob, I don't know if they still do stuff in there, but I know it's a landmark. It is. They have a placard outside of it. It's a landmark. It's a historical landmark. But yo, Rob was on the ground laughing. I said, man, that ain't funny, man. I said, wait, see, y'all ain't tell me that was that type of bar, man. He said, did anybody touch you? I said, they were like grabbing my shirt, dog. I said, that ain't funny, man. And I said, it looked like it was somebody in there looking like fucking the adorable Adrian Adonis, man. It was a big brolic dude looking like the wrestler, the adorable Adrian Adonis, man. It was crazy. And I was like, man, let me get up out of here, man. But that, you know, you got memories. And it seemed like all my memories is just the jokes is on me. Like now that I think about it, most of the jokes I was the brunt of all the jokes for some reason. Because I was green, you know, I didn't know anything. And I started learning as you know, Rob was taking us to New York. I walked right up in there, Antoine. Right, Antoine. It was like the Village People convention. It was like Village People, man. They were playing. They had just finished playing the Village People. You know the YMCA song. They were playing that, and then they played when they started playing but yo, I almost lost it. I said I got to get the hell out of here. Dog. I got to get the hell. They started playing Dancing Queen, dog, and they looking like me, like I'm the Dancing Queen, and I'm only goddamn 17. So I said I'll have to get the hell out of here, man. Oh, did I tell you the time where I almost got robbed in the tunnel? Dog. I thought I was gonna lose my life in the tunnel, dog. It was me, Antoine, it was Phil Yearwood, Howard Hepburn. Rest in peace to Howard Hepburn. You know, Antoine, you know Howard died. It was Howard Hepburn, Phil, remember Sean Ross? It was Sean. Who else was with us? Sean Ross, Howard Hepburn, Phil Yearwood, and Eric Tasker. Remember Eric? That's Sean cousin. Dog, what's up, Liz? I'm sitting there telling stories now. Dog, we got in the tunnel. Now you know the tunnel, people get robbed in the tunnel. And that night we went, Mobb Deep was performing. Dog. Hold up, you didn't know Howard passed away? He died, dude. It's all over. It's on the news, Antoine. Type in Howard H. Hepburn, Baltimore, Maryland, and you'll read about it. Just type in his name and type in Baltimore, Maryland. You'll see what happened to him. He got set up and killed. You know, he owned a rim shop in Baltimore. Yeah, they set him up, man. They were jealous of him, set him up, and they burned the building down. And he put it, yeah, he died, Antoine, he died in 2000. Damn, I didn't know you knew Howard passed away. Then yeah, Howard passed away, bro. So, okay, so me and Antoine, if y'all don't know, me and Antoine went to high school together. So he know all these people. So I almost got robbed in the tunnel. Like, now, here's the thing. This is my first time going to the damn tunnel. The first time in Mobb Deep. This is when Mobb Deep wasn't Mobb Deep. Actually, they were Mobb Deep, but they were what's that first song they had talking about the skate key? Hit It From the Back. You remember that song? It was like before they were Mobb Deep. They had this song out called Hit It From the Back. And they were performing that. And Nas was there, but he wasn't even performing, but he was walking around. Nas. And this was right before his album came out. His album came out a year later. His album came out, I believe, in 94. This was in 93 this happened. So so my boy Phil was like, he had been to the tunnel before, and we went with Rob too. Rob and Jason Van Doyman. So they was like, yo, Max, stick with somebody, please. Because I told your mother that I'm responsible for it. Because Rob was older than us. we were like sophomores in high school, and Rob was a senior, and Jason had already graduated. So they felt responsible for us. And they let us in because we didn't need IDs to get in. You had to be 18 to get in, but we weren't 18, but we were with Rob and them, so they let us in. So he was like, yo, just stick with somebody, please. He said, stick with somebody, man. He said, this is your first time in here. I don't want nothing to happen to you. So next thing you know, I went into the reggae spot. Because first of all, it was me, Phil. We were all walking together, and we went in a reggae spot. Bobby Condors was DJing. And I started dancing with this girl. She was from Harlem. We were dancing to Flicks, Time to Have Sex, by Matt Cobra. I would dance, and then he said, rewind. And dude, we were just dancing. And then next thing you know, I looked around. Nobody was around that I knew. Nobody. That pace was packed. It was packed, dog. So then I had to go to the bathroom. Because back then we used to drink these 40s of St. Ives. So I had to go to the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom and I tripped out. It was co-ed. It was a co-ed bathroom, dog. It was people dancing in the bathroom. Dog, they had a DJ in the bathroom. This was crazy. So I went ahead and used the bathroom. And next thing you know, yo, run your shit. Everybody running. Run your shit. Run it. And then they were robbing this dude, taking his chain off right in front of me. And they pat my pockets. And but the dude he pat my pockets, but I think he did it just to be doing. He pat my pockets, but then I had stuff in my pockets. I had money, but he had pat my pockets. And then the dude was giving up a resistance. So they beat him up in the bathroom and I got out of there. It was mad people in the bathroom though. But the stick up kids, usually from Brooklyn, the stick up kids, they was in the bathroom with me. Apparently they followed me in the bathroom, but they weren't even thinking about me. They were following the dude with the truck jewelry on. He had truck jewelry on. That's what we used to call it. The dookie rope. And they robbed him right in front of me in the bathroom, dog. Stomped him out and everything. And then I got out of there. And then I went to not because they had a reggae room, they had all types of rooms. I went to the main stage area, and then Mobb Deep was getting ready to perform. Then I ran into Rob and them. They said, yo, where were you at? I said, yo, somebody just got robbed in the bathroom. He said, I told you to stay with us, yo. I told you. He was like yelling at me. I told you to stay with us. So then next thing you know, Mobb Deep performed. They performed their first hit song. It was from Hit It From the Back. And then the next time we went to the tunnel, we didn't wait online. We got cool with some of the bodyguards. And we got cool with some of the bodyguards, and we used to pay them. We all like give him some money. He gave us a dap, and then he let us go in. This bodyguard had to have been like 7 feet tall, dog. Looked like he a former offensive lineman. But the bodyguards in the tunnel, they were known for beating people up, man. But they were cool. We got cool with them because they were cool with Rob and Jason and them. So I never had no problems with them because I was with them. And we used to pay them. But I remember going there and the Wu-Tang performed. I went there for Nas. When Nas performed, I just said Mobb Deep. And Dougie Fresh performed there. And that was it. I didn't see anybody else there. But those were some legendary performances I did see there, though, when I did see them. That was crazy. And then from there, we went to Great Papayas we went to Great Papayas to get some of them dirty dogs. And yeah, and that was it. I remember one New Year's, we went there to see the ball drop. And I remember we ran into this supposed A&R. He's supposed to be an A&R for Def Jam. And he talking about signing us. He said, y'all got the look. And he was like, he obviously was a flaming dude, but he said he was A&R. He said he made them rap for him. He said, yeah, I want to hear y'all rap. And then he said, what do you do? He said, oh, he the DJ. Like, I wasn't no DJ, but that's what they said. I'm the DJ and shit. Back then I went by Smooth V. You feel me? That's Smooth V. So they were out there rapping and all that. He's like, yeah, all right, I want you to rap a little bit more hardcore. Can you do that? Rap a little bit more hardcore. And they were like, yeah. And Born was out there. He go by the YouTube Born Divine God Allah King BTB. What did he go by, Miss VS? BTB something. Y'all know who I'm talking about, Born. He was like, yeah, I'll beat a motherfucker ass. And he said, oh, yeah, I like that. You're hardcore. I like that. You're hardcore. Yo, we had some memories, man. Oh, another time, we almost got robbed by the stick up again. This was in Journal Square. This was back when we had the starter jackets. Remember, people used to rock the starter jackets. So I used to always see the stick up coming. I said, yo, that's stick up right there. And next thing you saw, I said, run. Everybody started running, and my boy Phil got caught. It's always somebody get caught, yo. Always. And we got to go back. But we ran on him because we thought he was running with us. And we was like, yo, they got Phil, yo. They got Phil. And dog, it was messed up, yo. It was messed up, man. They took his starter jacket, man. Yeah, Journal Square. We got robbed at Journal Square. Well, I didn't get robbed. Phil got robbed. But because I was like, yo, everybody run. The stick up is coming. Because, you know, they had the ski mask. I said, stick up is coming. So we ran, you know, we hopped the turnstiles and ran out of Journal Square and ran into the street. And when we all gathered ourselves, we didn't see Phil, yo. We didn't see Phil. It was 2 stick up. So then we went back. We was like, fuck this. If they got guns or whatnot, if they don't have guns, we just gonna fight. So we went back. They patting his pockets, yo. And they had already took his coat. And I felt bad, yo. It was like 30 degrees outside. He ain't got no coat, yo. And we wound up having to go back home. He was mad as hell. He got, man. There's some stories from the 90s. He got robbed for his starter jacket. I remember I had I wasn't, you know, I'm a Jets fan, but they didn't have the Jets starter jacket, and I needed me a starter jacket. So I had a Washington Redskins one. And he got robbed for his Kansas City Chiefs starter jacket. That's what he had. No, he had a Kansas City Chiefs starter jacket. And I had a Redskins one, but I couldn't find a Jets one. And my other boy had a Eagles one, and like that. And then my other boy had a Giants one. So we were chilling. We had our shoes to match. We were chilling. And we had just came from Newport Mall. We had just came from Newport Mall. And we were going to the Village. We were going to go to this spot called the House of Nubian. It's this spot called the House of Nubian in the Village. We used to go over there and get our Tony Touch CDs and all, our Tony Touch tapes, and Bobito, Stretch and Bobito Armstrong. We used to go get our mixtapes. So that's what we were doing. It was like 7 o'clock at night, yo. And it was the dead of winter though. And I saw the stick up first because everybody was just chilling. I said, yo, the stick up is coming. And then next thing you know, we just started running. I think Phil said he slipped. And I jumped the turnstile and I ran. And then next thing you know, we outside and we was like, yo, Phil ain't with us. I think he got caught. And by the time we got back down, they had already took his coat and ran, yo. It was a strong arm robbery. They didn't have no gun, I don't think. They strong armed him. And I'll never forget it, man. That was crazy. We all had high top fades. That's when we all had the high top fades. And my boy had a Gumby. I had a high top one like that. You remember the Tony Touch mixtapes and Stretch and Barbito Armstrong and DJ Clue? He had mixtapes too. He had mixtapes too. And man, that was messed up. He said, man, y'all ran on me. I was like, dude, we all were running. We thought you were running with us. And he said, I tripped. He said, dog, he said, I tried to jump up the stairs and I tripped and they caught me. They emptied his pockets. They took his starter coat. And he said the dude had his hand in his jacket like he had a gun. He said, yo, run that. And he said he should have just like fought him, but he was like, he didn't know if he had a gun or not. I don't think so. Because they ran when we came back down, they started running. And they were like, these dudes are like track stars. We couldn't catch them. Oh man, I got another story. Antoine, you remember the fair that used to be right there on Central Avenue, that ghetto ass fair? Remember that ghetto ass fair that had them old, you get on the rod, you get on the Ferris wheel at your own risk? We went to that. This was our senior year of high school. We all got in a fight. The whole damn fair started fighting. The whole damn fair, yo, started fighting. Everybody started fighting. And then next thing you know, me and Sean we jumped the fence on the run on Central Avenue. We jumped the fence because everybody started fighting. It was crazy. And then we got up out of there, but it was crazy. Man. And then the next day, E.T. got jumped. Remember E.T., right? Antoine Eric Tasker. He got jumped. He was at his girl house and the dudes on her block jumped him. So then to this day, I hadn't talked to Phil since after this happened. And he went crazy after that, Antoine. He went crazy after this event. But let me tell you. So we all was over at E.T. house. And he was like, yo, I got jumped, yo. So then he was like, yo, we all gonna roll over there. So Phil was like, yo, I gotta roll by my house first. I gotta roll by my house. We was like, are you going or what? So then we wind up going. And then next thing you know, it was ice out there. It was snow on the ground and ice. I never forget it. We get in front of now hindsight is 2020. You don't never go to nobody's house. You don't know if they got a gun or whatever. You don't know. But this was right before, people really start using guns. Back then you could still catch a fade. You could still catch a fade. So we had two cars. We were 2 cars deep. So we went to the spot. It was off South Orange Avenue. And over there, they lived in a nice fucking area, by the way. You know where they lived at on South Orange Avenue? They lived over there by Seton Hall University, dog. All bougie over there. So we go over there. So we parked the car down the street. So we walked. It was like fucking 6 of us. We walked on the block. And then next thing you know, the girl, E.T. girl was out. So she said, no, don't y'all fight, blah, blah, blah. And then my boy Jerome's like, man, fuck that. He said, man, they jumped my boy E.T. So then the dudes came outside. It was like 4 of them. And we were all talking. I wasn't talking. I was just looking. And then next thing you know, Jerome's like, fuck that. And he just hooked off on the dude. Yeah, in South Orange. He hooked off on the dude, and then everybody just started, like, it was just a battle royal. So next thing you know, the dudes just all went inside. And I was like, yo, something not right. Yo, they all going inside. Next thing you know, they came out with fucking Gensu knives and a fucking sword. I cannot make this up. A sword, dog. And then we all started running. And then my boy Jerome fell. So I had to go back. So I emptied a garbage can. Back then they still had metal garbage cans. I emptied a metal garbage can and started screaming at the top of my lungs. And I threw the garbage can and it hit the dude in the head and he fell. I thought he fell on the sword, but he fell. And Jerome was able to get up and we ran. And they gave me, it was like, yo, man, thank you, man. You saved my life. Dude, I started screaming. I don't know why. I thought I had to scream. Maybe because maybe that'll startle him. I was screaming. And I hit him with the garbage can. It was crazy. It was like out of a movie. And then next thing you know, they said the cops coming because we didn't know. And Phil was nowhere to be found. We ran back to the car and Phil gone. He took the car and because he had his brother's car. He left us. We ain't have no way. We had to run all the way to we had to run all the way to Cluck U Chicken on South Orange Avenue. You know where Cluck U Chicken is across from Seton Hall University. We ran all the way there. The cops going the other way because come to find out, Derek stabbed somebody. So we was like, yo, we going to jail, dog. We going to jail. So we running, and then next thing you know, Rob came with a car. So then we went back to Eric's house. We said, yo, where Phil at? He ran on us, dog, and he took the car. And then Phil all of a sudden showed up. He was like, yo, I had to go get my gun. And we was like, dude, what gun? Let me see it. He ain't had no gun. He was like, it's in the trunk. So then I called a cab. I called Westland Taxi and went ahead and went home. And then what happened was that night, Jerome was mad at Phil, and then he just like hit him. And then Phil started screaming and then left his brother's car and just ran up the street. His brother had to come the next day to get the car. And then come to find out, I didn't know he was suffering from schizophrenia. We didn't know. He was like developing it. Because, you know, it develops after a while at around that age. And he went crazy after that for a little bit. But yeah, he ran on us. And yep, he ran on us and took the car. And we was raw dog out there, dude, no car. And the cops coming. It was crazy. I don't know if you remember Antoine Cluck U Chicken. It's on South Orange Avenue. It's near the Seton Hall campus. It's like right across the street. We went in the store acting like we buying chicken. And it was crazy. Man, I got some stories, man. Yeah, man, it was just crazy. I was like, man, I had never hanging with y'all again. Like never again. Then I just started just hanging with my girl. And I ain't like hang out no more like that. Never hung out really no more. Because you know, Tim Adams, he lived not too far from there, but like right around where he lived at, you didn't want to walk on foot. Like you didn't want to go too far down South Orange Avenue. Not on foot at that time of the night. Craziness, man. You know, everybody got stories back in the day. You said, Max, you've been busy. Yeah, I've been kicking it up a notch, Bama girl. I've been going for it. I'm about to end this live and go back to it. I got something else to talk about. Yeah, I've been busy. Yeah, Jersey back then, yeah, they had a lot of problems with car theft. The number one car that used to get stolen back in the day was the Honda Civic, the Honda Accord, and the Jeep Cherokee. Yeah, my aunt used to scold us every time we go out. Where y'all going? Where y'all going? I was like, we going to Essex party. Now back in the day, our high school, they were known for their parties. And they were known for their parties and whatnot. And my aunt lived right down the street from the school. So all I had to do was walk. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a minute. So yeah, man. And we was known for the parties, doing parties back then. And them parties was lit. That's where I had met my girlfriend at one of them parties. And I was with her for the rest of the high school thing. I never even went out with them no more. I used to hang with her because she lived in a nice part of town. Yeah, most of the car thieves are like 10, 11, 12 years old. They see they used to get the kids to steal the cars. Now sometimes they steal the cars to go joyriding, or they steal the cars, take them to the chop shop down there in Port North. But that car theft stuff came to an end on this very fateful holiday. Antoine, you remember what happened at what's the name of that? What's that high end mall, Antoine? What's the name of it? Not Willowbrook Mall, the other one. What's the name of that mall? Short Hills. You remember what happened at Short Hills Mall when that guy died? They tried to take his Range Rover, I believe. That's when that car theft shit came to an end. I wasn't even living there no more when that happened. That happened in like 2003. Yeah, the Short Hills Mall incident. They tried to steal his truck in the parking garage, and the guy wasn't going for it. He put up a fight and they killed him. It was a white guy. And he was connected to a lot of money. And they started giving people a hard time for stealing cars. That stuff came to an end at that point. Yep. It was during the holidays, right before Christmas. Yeah, like Short Hills Mall is like the bougie mall. That's like the old money mall. You say you still remember that incident? Yeah, I remember like it was yesterday. I was like, wow, because back then you never thought for somebody to steal a car at Short Hills Mall because that's where all the rich people go. You know what I'm saying? You just would never think that would happen at Short Hills Mall. So it was like that was like an eye opener during that time. And he was Jewish too, Jewish cat, and he was connected to a lot of money. And they changed laws. They ain't play that no more. So man, I had went up there like the last time I went to New Jersey, dude. I went by Livingston Mall. I don't even know if you call that a mall anymore. Everything has closed down since COVID. It never recovered. They only got like a few stores in there now. Sears shut down. Um, I think the mall closed down now. Yeah, Garden State is still there. I think Livingston closed down by now because when I was there, it was like a year ago. That mall was desolate. It was crazy, man. I walked through that mall. It was still open. It was still a few stores open, but it was like surreal because that was my first job. My first job I have ever worked was at the Gap. at Livingston Mall. And that wasn't even there no more. The Gap wasn't there. And I was just kind of like going down memory lane for a minute. All the stores closed. I think the Lid store was still there, but I think that's closed down now. I think that mall's getting ready to close down. Yeah, you would stay away from Short Hills, Millburn, Livingston, Essex, Falls, Verona, Cedar Grove, anywhere in Bergen. Right. But then they started stealing cars that up there. They started stealing from the rich people, and that's when it changed. But Jersey changed, man. I had recently went to Jersey City. Dude, I didn't even recognize it. You talking about gentrified. Some of them places is like 400,000 or better. But yeah, it's definitely not the same up there, man. But I do like what they did to, like, when you take the turnpike into New York, they expanded it. It from my hotel where I stayed to get to New York City only took me 15 minutes, not even. It was a quick trip, no traffic. Yeah, you said Jersey City and Hoboken. Oh, yes, Jersey City and Hoboken. I knew that was getting gentrified when Eli Manning had a place up there. He had a condo in Hoboken. All the players used to stay there. Yeah, Jersey City and Hoboken is not the same. And I knew they were going to do something to that area because it's so close to the city. And then certain views, you have a perfect view of the skyline of New York City. Yeah, my ex used to live in Union City. She used to live there before she moved back to Montclair. Oh yeah, I know Union City, man. You you talking about paying for rent or buying? You said now Eli Manning lives in. He used to live in. I don't know if he still lived there. I know he was living in. Oh, he live in Morristown now. Yeah, I remember he lived in excuse me. I remember, yeah, Hoboken. Remember he lived in Hoboken, but he live in Morristown now. Okay, but yeah, it's definitely changed. I tell you what hasn't changed. Irvington. Holy shit. Irvington hasn't changed, dog. Irvington is still the same. The only thing that has changed is downtown Newark, the downtown area. But the outskirts hasn't changed. Yeah, Hoboken is nice. Hoboken is really nice. My ex used to she lived in Hoboken and she lived in I forget y'all just named it. Union City. She man, when she was living in Union City, I had went by there because we was going out to eat. Her the back of her apartment had a perfect view of New York City. You see, at Camden, it's been a while since I've been to Camden. The only time I go to Kent, unless I have to really go there, but I haven't been there in years. When I say years, it's been like forever. And even when I lived in Jersey, I only been to Camden a couple times. That was it. But yeah, it's really messed up in Camden. You say East Orange getting gentrified? I believe it. Even South Harrison Street, it's they doing some stuff with that. Like this infamous building we call 106 because that's the number 106 South Harrison. It's across the street from Queen Latifah's old flavor unit building. Because I grew up on that street. And her flavor unit office was right across the street. And it had burned down. Um, that building was notorious for drug trafficking, everything else. A lot of foreigners live in that building too. A lot of my Haitian massives lived in that building, South Passe. A lot of them, I grew up with them. They lived in that building. I didn't grow up in that building though, but they added on to that building. They built on top of the roof. It looks crazy. They like gutted that whole building out. So yeah, that area is getting gentrified. Freeway Drive, Main Street, Brick Church. Yeah, all that's getting gentrified. Didn't they do something with that railway? They like updated Antoine, I think. They modernized Brick Church. Because you could take that to New York City, right? You know, I never got on that train. Actually, I've been on the train, but I was young. I don't remember it. But as a me growing up to remember, I never got on that train at Brick Church, even though I lived there. Never got on that Brick Church train. Oh, the rink. You talking about Branchbrook Park? The rink at Branchbrook? I don't have any really stories there. We used to go there, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. Just I got jealous one time because LL came there and my girlfriend got a picture with him, and you should have just saw how she was afterward. I was jealous as fuck. That's the only thing. But no, I don't have any rink store. Is the rink still there? I don't even know if it's still there. But that used to be one of the spots. You said I have a picture. Everybody got a picture with LL, man. But I don't have any like memorable stories actually. It's just that we used to go there. Sometime we skate and sometime we didn't. Sometimes we just go there just to try to hang out and try to get numbers. Oh, the rink is still there? Okay. Yeah, it's been like I said, it's been years since I've been there. Um, yeah, it's been like I didn't know I didn't realize it was still there. Is Skate 22 still there, Antoine? We used to go to Skate 22 as well. Okay, so that means Skate 22 ain't still there. It's not there anymore. It used to be like an arcade too. Arcade slash skate. And then we used to go to the one in it closed a long time ago. And then we used to go to the one in Brooklyn, the Skate Key. Now, I promise you, when you go there, we used to, and I think this is the reason for the backpacker movement. It started in my generation because what happened was we used to go to New York and stuff, we used to put our Jordans in our backpacks so we wouldn't get robbed. And then when we get to the spot, we put our Jordans on. And I think that's, we used to have the Jan Sport backpacks. I think that's where it started. Oh, the Skate Key in the Bronx, right? Okay. But I think that's when it started. You said I never been to the rink in Livingston. Never been to that one. Is that new? Like actually, no. They had one in South Mount Reservation. They had one up there. I never. That's where the Devils used to practice at. Remember? I never been to that. I know the New Jersey Devils used to practice up there. Oh, the ice rink. Yeah, the Devils still practice there, or do they got their own facility near the? Well, I know they maybe they. I know they played downtown North. Oh yeah, South Mountain Arena. Okay, it's still there. Yeah, some things never change, man, and all that area is old money. You know, you got I, okay, yeah, the Empire in Brooklyn, the skate key is in the Bronx. I've never been to the Empire in Brooklyn. I've been to the skate key. Yeah, I don't have any. I've never been to that one. Um, we used to have. Let me tell y'all something about Hunts Point, Brooklyn. That used to be a known track for the hookers and stuff. But we used to have fun there because right around 1 a.m., it starts at 12 a.m. They used to have the car races out there. And we used to really have fun out there, like watching the cars go by. Back then, the Acura Integras, the Supras, people had, a lot of the Guidos had BMWs and Mercedes, stuff like that. And we used to have fun out there. And sometimes the cops used to let them race. Sometimes they'll break it up and then they'll come back and whatnot. We used to have fun out there watching the races at night. Oh, the Prudential Center has a practice rink on Mulberry Street next to the arena. Okay, that's where they're at now. Damn, I didn't even know that. Yeah, Avid. Never been to that one in Brooklyn though. But if you ever been to Hunts Point when they used to car race, man, it was a really good time. We did have a great childhood. It was a little dangerous, but you know what? If you stayed out of the way, they didn't bother you. Drug dealers never bothered you. But if you were in the lifestyle, yes, they bothered you. But if you weren't in the lifestyle, you weren't selling drugs, they didn't bother you. Now you got to be careful with straight bullets. But other than that, they didn't bother you. Yeah, you do get lost when you go back to New Jersey, Miss VS, because everything has changed. So now Montclair is still the same. Now, for those that don't know, like Montclair in the neighboring city, that's a very in Upper Montclair, that's a very famous area for the upper old money black people. Because I don't know if you knew, you got a lot of old money black people in this country. Montclair is one of them, and also Llewellyn Park. Cool in the Gang, Antoine, and y'all know Cool in the Gang live in Llewellyn Park. Okay. When you take Park Avenue all the way down, not going towards Newark, you take Park Avenue going the other way, towards where I used to live. And you go until Park Avenue ends. That's Llewellyn Park. And Thomas Edison used to own that property. And a lot of well-to-do black people living there. Old money black people, like the Cool and the Gang living there. Um, some other people. And we grew up, Antoine, with his kids. Hakeem. He didn't go to Essex though. He went to Seton Hall Prep. But I used to play baseball with him and stuff like that. And I've been to his house several times. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg has a house there. A few other people. You can't get up in there though. They got a guard still there. But when you get in there, man, it's really nice up in there. And actually, did you know that's America's first, like one of America's first gated communities? Actually, is Llewellyn Park. I didn't know that, and it's really the first gated community in New Jersey. But we used to call them our bougie friends. They were bougie, you know. Their parents had a pool in the back because my mother didn't like me going to the public pool. So if Hakeem was throwing something, she'll send me up there. I went to school with I went to grammar school with these kids, these bougie kids. And how I was afforded to go to private school because my family, like my grandfather and them, helped. My godfather and all of them. It was like a collective effort. After my yeah, dad passed away. That's how I was able to go there. Because you know, Essex was expensive back then. So that's how I was able to afford to go there. But all my friends was fucking bougie, man. It's crazy. Bougie black people. That's what I used to call them. My bougie friend. And then my friends on South Harrison, they used to clash with them. Because, you know, like I used to bring some of them, and then my bougie friends were scared of them. It was hilarious. Antoine was one of my bougie friends. Antoine. But you grew up in let me guess, Antoine. Let me remember. You grew up in Bloomfield, didn't you? So you lived in a bougie area too, Antoine. You sure did. You ain't live in the hood, Antoine. You up there in Bloomfield. Because I remember your dad, where did you grow up at? He gonna say no. Where did you grow up at, man? I thought your parents lived in Bloomfield. Well, let's see what he say. I think maybe East Orange then. He just said a big fat nope. No, you okay, you currently live in Bloomfield. Where'd you grow up? You must have grew up in East Orange or Orange then. I'm not sure. You grew up in Orange, okay. Okay, that's right. You didn't live too far. You didn't live too far. You know, Jason dad passed away. I looked up to him. He was like a business owner. You know, he owned a bar and stuff. And he used to always like, we used to go clean up his bar and stuff, and he used to pay us. They grew up in West Orange and stuff. No, I know you ain't from Llewellyn Park, but yeah, you grew up in Orange. Yeah, man. It wasn't bad growing up back then. Now that I think about it, it was bad, but like you know, like if you weren't a part of the drug selling and stuff, they didn't bother you. They really didn't. Because they knew that you weren't a part of it. So they didn't they left us alone. You said across the street from the school graveyard. Oh, okay. You grew up over near the okay. Okay, you grew up near the cemetery. I know where it's at. I remember your dad used to come to the PTA meetings at Essex. Now, I went to school with your cousin. I went to school with your Tanya. We I know her damn near since first grade, actually. Yeah, since first grade. Oh, do your parents still live there? I know a lot has changed over there too, didn't it? There's a lot of stuff over there. Yeah, a lot of stuff changed over in Orange too, I believe. That White Castle's still there. I would not go to that White Castle though. Yeah, I remember your dad. Remember your parents at PTA meetings. Yeah, I remember that. Freaking damn, they don't even know Howard passed away, did they? They don't even know that because you didn't know. Yeah, that was years ago. I think you know Eric passed away. Yaden. Oh, yeah, everybody asked if I finally got married. Tell them I'm still looking. All right, Miss VS, I'm about to end it as well. Yeah, a couple of our old classmates died. Antoine, is sad, man. That's life, though. Yeah, Eric. Yeah, that was tragic. I went to his funeral. By the way, they had his funeral. They had two services, one in Jersey and one in South Carolina. I went to the one in South Carolina, and yeah, I'll never forget that, man. They had an open casket too, man. Just like that's just some stuff you never forget. Yeah, man, it's just certain stuff you never forget, man. Um, I've known him since first grade. It's just it was kind of crazy going to that funeral. Howard too. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, I didn't go to Mark's funeral. I heard about it. Um, yeah, that did he was he? How did he pass? Did he was he sick? I think he had got sick. Um, was it stress related? I've heard a couple different things, but I'm not sure what happened to him. And it's sad because when you go to them funerals, that's like a reunion. You meet everybody from the school and stuff. The brothers come and all that stuff. Because at Eric's, when they had the funeral and a service in New Jersey, all the brothers showed up and stuff like that. I didn't go to that one. I went to the one in South Carolina because I was living in Virginia at the time, so it was just a drive. He had a heart attack. He was dealing with a lot. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. You gotta like. That's why I tell people, man, when you stressing, don't like if you worried about a lot, don't let it bother you. Just know that it'll work out eventually. It'll work itself out, man, because that'll take you out of here, man. And you know who else? I don't know if you remember. Nah, you wouldn't remember her. Oh, Ock told you about it. Okay, yeah, man, it's something else. He was young too, man. But I remember when I ran into Mark, he was a very known security guard in Atlantic City. Like he was special security up in not the Trump. He did work for Trump because he knew him too. He knew Trump, but he started working for I forget the name of that casino. I believe it's still there. the Borgata. He was working there. It's after Trump and them closed down. I believe he went to the Borgata. That's when I had seen him last. I had just took a quick trip up there. I was in a poker tournament and I ran into him. Oh, everything started when he lost his job. Yeah, he stopped working there. Yeah, man. You just can't worry too much, man. It'll get to you. He had some issues with his son's mother. Yeah. I give people props that still live up there. It's hard up there, man. Everything is so expensive. I mean, everything is expensive everywhere, but it's a different type of struggle up there, man. Rent is $3,000. I don't know how people doing it. Maybe they get paid more. I don't know, but it's just a grind up there. But anyway, guys, let me get up out of here. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for coming in. And yeah, man, I will see y'all sometime, this week. All right, y'all. You said Ox mother looked after him, but when Mark got sick, she called Ox. Oh yeah, he got sick. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So that's what happened to him. But all right, man. Good talking to you. I will catch you guys later. All right, y'all.